What's up, y'all? Everyday Say here, back with another video, and today we are reviewing the I Married a Monster video. And so, you know what? I ain't gonna say nothing about it. Let's just go ahead and jump right into it.
I honestly don't even really know where to start with this, just because it's just such a hard topic. And I honestly thought that by the time I got on here that I wouldn't have any tears left because I've just cried so much.
Before we get too far in there, I want to throw some context into this real quick. So this lady is what she considers a trophy wife, right? So what a trophy wife is that it's a woman who is pretty, who marries or is in a relationship with a successful man. Pretty much they pride themselves on being pretty and their upkeep, and in exchange their pretty and their upkeep goes to a man who can provide them the lifestyle they want. So let me just break it down even more simpler, just so we have an understanding here. A trophy wife is a pretty woman who finds a successful man that can support her. It's a glorified traditional housewife. That's what it is. Except trophy means like the looks, the upkeep is more exacerbated. So that's pretty much what it is. So just for context.
It's like I built this channel and this whole brand around being this man's wife and trying to teach other women how to attract good men and provider men and all these different things. And I truly held my husband, or saw him, as the bar for what every woman should, type of man that, or type of husband that every woman should aspire to have. And I didn't realize that the person I married was actually going to be my biggest nightmare. So
I will say this, like, I'm very curious to know how they met.
basically, when I first met my husband, as I've already talked about in another video, I think it was my single mom video, I explained, a little bit about how we met. And I really thought that that man was my Prince Charming. So when I first met my husband, I thought that he was my Prince Charming. I thought that he was my knight in shining armor, and he portrayed himself to be this amazing, upright, righteous Christian man, and I believed him. I think shortly after we got married, and this is something that I haven't talked about, I started noticing like certain things changed with him. And I just started to see a few things that I didn't like. But I honestly thought that some of these were things that I could get past.
Whoa. Press pause. Red flag on the play. Now, I don't know if y'all see what's in the top left. He blanked me 4 times in the first few months of our marriage. Yeah, that ain't a good look, and that ain't a good sign. A man that's desperate to do that to his wife, he might have some issues. He might have some problems. Sounds like a man who lacks self-control. Let's keep going.
It was like sad to even say like I could get past some of these things. I don't even know where to start. 6 weeks ago, I was changing my daughter, my 4-year-old daughter, and I noticed that when I changed her, she was red and very sensitive. And immediately, my first thought was, did someone touch her? Oh God. Gosh. So I asked her, I said, baby, did somebody touch you? And she ended up saying it was daddy.
Oh, heck no. No. Bruh. Man, dog, this world is sick, bro. This world is sick, bro. Your own daughter, though? Whew, my bad, y'all. Let's keep going.
I felt like my world ended on that day. My husband wasn't home at the time when she told me, but I knew he would be coming home soon, so all I could do was just say, don't tell him that you told me. And I just instantly started trying to think of how I could get my kids out of the house. Because I knew if I confronted him or asked him about it, that he would just lie. And that he would probably just continue to keep doing stuff to her, but just become more covert or more sneaky or whatever. As soon as my husband got home, he was actually picking up the boys from school, my two older boys from school. As soon as he got home, I told him that I was gonna go Halloween shopping with my sister because I just needed an excuse to get out of the house with all the kids. And I knew if I said something like, oh, I'm going to the grocery store, that it would be suspicious. Like, why am I bringing all the kids and like packing things, like things that we would need and things like that. So going Halloween shopping was the best thing I could think of to just hurry up and get the kids out of the house. I'm sorry, I had to get myself together. So when I got to the hospital, they basically told me that we had to go to another hospital because they didn't do physical exams like that kind of physical exam there. So a police officer escorted the kids and I to another hospital where they were able to evaluate my daughters. It ended up coming out that he had actually been touching both of my daughters.
Bruh. Well, first and foremost, shout out to the mom for coming up with an exit plan to be able to get the kids and her daughters and stuff like that to safety, so that, raise no suspicion, things like that. I know plenty of women who have tried to leave and, the men crash out on them. So shout out to her for being able to come up with a good plan to try to get the kids out. But man, like, how do you prey on kids? I mean, how you prey on anybody? I understand, hey, hard times out here, people be robbing other people and stuff like that. I get it. Listen, I don't want to get robbed. Now, I wish they wouldn't rob nobody, but I understand robbing a grown adult. But a man, an old man, a man touching on his own daughters, like what bro? What kind of sick, perverted, like twisted mind is going on here? Like, who? Man, if what she's saying is true, bro, you belong under the jail. Under the jail. Send him to jail today. Send him to jail today. There's some dudes in there. Listen, when you go to jail on some type of time like that, the inmate's gonna make sure you pay for it. So if you really did what you said that you did, hey, you got yours coming. They're gonna wear you out in prison, playboy. They're gonna wear you out. How you gonna take advantage of some kids, bruh? Your own kid, bro. What type of woo? All right, let's keep going.
Who are only 2 and 4 years old. It still feels like a dream. Like, when this first happened, I just kept waking up every day and just hoping that this was a dream. Because it's literally my worst nightmare. It's my worst nightmare. I myself am a product of RAPE. That's how I came to be. And was also, abused as a child by a neighbor's husband. And I specifically prayed to God that my children would never, ever, ever have to go through this. And I'm just not quite sure how this happened, why this happened.
Man, let me say this, man. It's so crazy. Like when you actually look at like kids who have gone through some type of sexual abuse. Many times, bro, like, we talk about stranger danger and stuff like that. And what I found is that so many times, it ain't even really a stranger. It's a cousin, it's an auntie, it's an uncle, it's somebody in the family, someone that's close to you, someone who you see on a consistent basis, someone you trust to leave your kids around, someone that you have a connection with, that is usually the perverted one that violates these kids. And it's so sad, like, it ain't some random person outside who snatches your daughter. It's not some random guy or girl outside of, a teacher in a classroom doing that. It ain't even that, bro. It's the people in the family. It's the uncles, it's the aunties, it's the cousins. That joke is so perverted to me. So man, we gotta be careful who we leave our kids around. And this is one of the things, man. Like, I'm not saying 100% this is part of it, but man, when you preach about trophy wives and trying to find a man with success, man, and I try to tell these women so many times that stop looking at just the money. Stop looking at just the money. When you focus in on money and success, bro, you overlook characters, morals, and values. And you will end up with a demon like this man here. You have to be careful, bro. You gotta be diligent, because you not only have to consider yourself, especially with her being a woman with kids, man, because it sounds like she got 2 other kids prior to being married. So she has 2 kids by her husband that she's now, I guess she's divorcing at this point. And then she had 2 kids prior to that. But when you got kids, bro, you gotta be careful who you bring them around. You gotta be careful who you marry. You gotta be careful of everything. You gotta be very, very vigilant of your children and everyone that's around them, because you just don't know what people are capable of and the type of spirit that they got on you. So when you're dating and you're a single mother or whatever it may be, a single father, you got to make sure you vet these people 10 times over, because it's not you putting your own self at risk. It's you putting your kids in the proximity of somebody who could have that spirit on them. Man. Man, if old boy did this, bro, he need to go to jail. He need to go to jail today. Today. And the other thing is, listen, I understand she a victim. I get it. I understand. But what I will say is why in the world are you broadcasting what happened to your daughter on the internet? Why? Most victims, man, they wait years before they tell anybody what happened to them because there's a process they have to go through. The process of what happened to them has to settle in, and then they have to be comfortable enough to come out and say something about it. So why, ma'am, why are you sitting here on the internet telling the whole world what happened to your daughter? Your daughters, excuse me. Now, everybody that's in the circle, everybody who knows you, knows exactly what happened to your daughters. Not only were they vulnerable, but now they're even more vulnerable because everybody knows. This was not the platform to put it on. You could have just kept it simple. I had some family things going on in my life, and I haven't been able to get back to y'all when referring to your channel. You did not need to put their business out here like that. The man I really don't care about. But your daughters, I do. This is something that's going to live on the internet forever. And understand that this has millions and millions in clicks. Millions. So it ain't just a couple people know. A lot of people know. And you're not giving the space for your daughters to be able to go through what they're going through. So I don't think you should have put it on here. But that's all I got.